This video is covering how to resolve duplicate deposits and payments. Let's take a look. All right, this shows up in the rec screen. Good reminder not to be afraid to reconcile. It's a good way to identify these types of problems. So notice here that we have a deposit of $200 on the 22nd to sales. And we also have a payment received for this client. Now, this payee and the deposit is really not relevant because we don't know that for sure from the deposit. But we see the dollar amount and it's 20 cents off on the same date, probably the same thing. And the difference is something small, tax or merchant fee, bank charge, something of that nature. So the first thing we can do is go ahead and edit this payment and book it to undeposited funds. Okay, so now we see it's not on our rec screen. The payment was received to undeposited funds. Next, let's go to the bank feed and undo this deposit. And now we see the deposit here, and we know we want to match it to that payment that's in undeposited funds. So here's our payment. Now, the reason it didn't find auto match, of course, is because the dollar amounts don't match. So we're 20 cents off. So we can go ahead and resolve that. And put it to the same account as the invoice. It's going to need to be negative 20 cents. Now we have a difference of 0 matches. So we can match that. If we go back to our rec screen and refresh, we see only, or we should see only, the payment received. And then we see an offset of 20 cents right here, right, as an expense. But so the net is $200, which is exactly what we want in our checking account. So we know this can reconcile and it'll match the statement. We want to check the P&L and make sure that makes sense with what happened. We can look at our design income. And so we see here we have our income hitting properly, and then it's just reduced by 20 cents. Did we receive $200.20 in sales? Well, not really. We really only received $200 for the sale. It's an immaterial amount. You could also book it to bank fees, I suppose. And then let's look at the customer and see what happened here. So we see her payment. Where's the invoice? Yeah, invoice is back here. It shows it's paid, and here's the payment. So that's closed, and that would be reflected in the open balance. That's how you handle duplicate deposits and duplicate payments.